Pobbathi. I'm the Pulse Polio Chairman for District 3190, and I bring the greetings from Rotarian Suresh, who is our District Governor, and his wife and Anita. Basically, we are here, we are from the BBMP side. May I know your designation, sir?
Thank you, Shri Shashikant. I am Randeep, Special Commissioner for Health and Solid Waste Management in BBMP.
Okay,
and this present drive of Pulse Polio campaign will be under the overall BBMP as well as the Public Health Department.
Public. Sir, can you tell me what is the role of, broadly speaking, the role of BBMP in this polio awareness campaign, sir?
Well, it is a very important role that BBMP plays simply because the large chunk of urban BBMP population
Yes, sir.
Would be covered under the ambit of the Pulse Polio program under BBMP.
Like you are talking about people who are migratory population.
Of course, we have a detailed micro plan which is in place to identify the target group. As you are aware, any child between the age of 0 to 5 years is our larger target group. And Bangalore being a large cosmopolitan city, we see a lot of migratory population which comes in, and along with that, we also map the high-risk areas which have to be targeted. So that is the larger challenge, and which is why BBMP is involved on a large scale to ensure that the Pulse Polio program takes off.
Sir, Bangalore has grown on an exponential basis, and today Bangalore is not just old city only. Bangalore has gone to several corners, and it has expanded more than 15 to 20 kilometers from the main city. So, how do you address such growth, and what is your preparation for such type of challenges?
Yeah, so which is why our the plan which is put in place is a very dynamic plan which is reviewed every 6 months and obviously every year, because we need to take up this program on a massive scale. On the entire large spectrum, if we see, we have about 4,250 booths spread across the city. So it's a fairly large number, and we have almost 370 doctors on the roll for this 4-day program. And as you said, awareness is the key. So unless we carry out this program with adequate awareness to people, it will not take off. And one initiative that we are taking up is on March 8th itself, where we will have a walkathon, which will involve all of us walking from the Mahatma Gandhi statue in Bangalore, near MG Road, right up to the BBMP headquarters office. Basically to tell them that the National Immunization Day, which is 10th March, is a very important day in the calendar, where across these 4,250 booths which I mentioned, we would be setting up Pulse Polio booths, so that we ensure that not one child in this age group of 0 to 5 is missed out.
So another question. Now there are a lot of population where they will be able to come to that nearest primary health center. Is there anywhere where you have set up booths where people can go to booths which is convenient to them? Or should I come to only primary health center?
No, this is completely open in the sense that the first point of contact will obviously be the nearest PHC that is available. But since we also know that there could be a lot of migratory population, as you said, there could be people who are traveling in and out of Bangalore during this period. For any person who steps into Bangalore, we want to catch them in the catchment area, which would be probably a railway station, or it could be the airport area, or it could be the bus stands. So we are having a lot of these mobile booths also for the transit population, so that we ensure that they are also covered and not left out during this phase.
How do you propose to get this message across to the people? Have you made any particular arrangements for this sort of sharing of
data? So, well, there is the IEC campaign is always very strong for Pulse Polio, as you are aware. And BBMP also spends a lot in terms of awareness through posters and banners also.
Oh, you are giving posters also?
Yes.
Where will these posters be displayed, sir?
So these would be displayed at the prominent places where people tend to see them. And even if we start putting these posters with immediate effect, either at the PHCs or at common locations,
like market areas
where the footfall of public is more, then it registers more in their mind. And also, as you know, that Bangalore has a large IT savvy population. We will be using the social media also to a large extent to promote such awareness campaigns.
In one of the meetings, I came to know that there was some difficult for polio BBMP people to get into apartment complexes and things like that. So, how do you address this challenge this year?
Well, I think when it comes to the polio campaign per se, we do not have much problem simply because of the awareness that is there with regard to polio. But yes, during our routine immunization time or special campaigns like Indradhanush, there have been instances when people have resisted, maybe because of lack of information or simply because of disinterest. But I would urge the people, again through your sources and media also, that this is something where we cannot be complacent. Polio may have been eradicated in India, but our the neighborhood still has certain strains. So we never know when it may reoccur. So whether it is the high-rise buildings, apartments, the lower income groups, we are all prone to this. So unless we are open to the idea that we need to get our children vaccinated, immunized for anybody who's under the age of 5, this will always remain. So we are making best efforts and involving organizations like Rotary also, who have for decades together helped us in causes like this.
Apart from BBMP, is there any other government organization involved in this campaign?
Yeah, the best efforts of government is always there to involve the resident welfare associations and other organizations. And I need to give credit to Rotary here. As I said, they have joined hands with us, and they've done it earlier also, but this time in a really large scale, wherein they're deploying about thousands of doctors, close to 3,000 of volunteers to kind of help in this activity to the 370 doctors. Over and above that, provision of food packets for the entire 4 days of activity, and a lot of logistical support is also seen on the ground. So this kind of positive association is kind of a force multiplier for BBM to have someone support this campaign, and we truly appreciate this effort of Rotary and expect that in the future also they will be involved. And taking your cue, I am sure that other organizations will also in the future step in and associate with BBM.
Thank you. I just have one small last question. We want you to be there on the day of the NID because for Rotarians, we feel this is more of a passion than work or things like that. Our Rotarians go to the booth as early as 7:30 in the morning. We get all our vehicles and we drop all the polio related ice boxes, vials, and also the nurses and the staff at the different polio booths level. So, with your kind words and motivation, we will carry this message to all our Rotarians, and we'll see that this polio NID, which is only once this year, will be an ultimate success. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.